Good evening. Welcome to the Vermilion Local School District Board of Education regular meeting of Monday, July 8, 2024. Roll.
Mrs. Innes.
Here.
Mrs. Russell.
Here.
Mrs. Stepp.
Here.
Mr. Benson. Here. Mr. Massey. Here. 4 members present.
Please all rise and join us for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Legislative report, is there?
I have a couple things. Yeah, there's actually a lot of things going on. It looks like they're going on recess after this until fall. A lot of things are getting pushed through the governor right now, so I only picked a couple of them just to kind of touch on. One of them I talked about before was House Bill 47. That's the one that would require placement of AEDs in all public and chartered non-public school and public recreational facilities. That has passed the Senate and the House, so that is now going to the governor to sign. So keep an eye for that. Another one was House Bill 147. That one is also headed to the governor for signature now. This one had a ton of stuff in it. The general idea is a bill that makes changes regarding teacher licensure verification, teacher hiring practices, and conduct unbecoming the teaching profession. A couple things that I pulled out that didn't seem to favor that is it also prohibits schools from having different ticket prices for the event based on the type of payment. So that it's like cash with other forms of payment. And it requires schools to charge students less to attend a school event than they charge adults. So you have to have that. That's it.
Thank you, Crystal. Student liaison?
There's nothing.
Nothing during summer. That's just thing for student board member report. All right, then right along. On to item 7, presentations. Introduction of new staff members.
Would you like me to introduce myself?
Please.
So I'm coming to Vermilion directly from Olmsted Falls High School. I previously worked for Cleveland Schools, and I was both a teacher and administrator. So this is my step back into the classroom, hopefully taking everything positive I learned as administrator and implementing it here at Vermilion High School. My primary role will be to develop a career program element for the high school, as well as just preparing 8th graders as an elective for career considerations. So if they can see it, then they'll believe it. So my role is to just expose them to as many career opportunities in Northeast Ohio and hopefully job placements as they get to junior and senior year. Thank you guys very much.
I think it's true for the employers too. If they can see our students, then they can believe that they can work for them. All right. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Item 8, public participation on agenda items only. Okay, on to item 9, superintendent's report.
And I don't have a report.
Now we come to the treasurer's report. We know you've got something.
I don't have a report.
Yours is important.
All right. Letter A, recommend a resolution for the board to approve the financial report for June 2024. That's attachment A.
I'll move. I'll second.
So looking at the general fund, through the month of June, the district received $25.6 million in general fund revenue, compared to $25.1 million this time last year and $24 million in fiscal year 22. The district collected slightly more historical average revenue. The largest changes in revenue this year compared to last year, an additional $301,000 in interest earnings, an additional $40,000 for Medicaid billing, and an additional $140,000 in catastrophic and excess costs. These payments from the state and from other districts educating special needs students whose costs exceed threshold costs. So it's like a reimbursement for us. Moving on to food service, through the month of June, we received $885,000 in food service compared to $882,000 for the this time last year, and $1 million in fiscal year '22. The district's food service revenue was in line with last year, but in fiscal year '22, all meals were reimbursed to the district by the federal government at a rate of $4.56 for lunch and $2.60 for breakfast, compared to what we charge, which is $2.65 for lunch and $1.60 for breakfast. Looking at all funds revenue through the month of June, the district in total received $28.8 million in all funds, compared to $28.3 million this time last year, and $31.3 in fiscal year '22. Something to be noted, the average revenue between fiscal year '20 and fiscal year '23 was $28.7 million, and we're at $28.8 million. So we're in line of revenue for the most part over those years. Have been flowed a little bit, but it's pretty consistent. Moving on to the expenditure side, through the month of June, we expended $26.7 million, compared to $26.7 million last year at this time, and $23 million in fiscal year '22. Moving on to food service, through the month of June, we've expended $898,000, compared to $838,000 last year, it's $868,000 fiscal year '22. And then looking at all funds expenditures for the month of June, we've expended $31 million from all funds, compared to $30.9 million this time last year, and $28.5 million in '22. The average expenditure, like I did with the revenue, between fiscal year '20 and fiscal year '23 was $28.1 million. Unlike the revenue staying flat, our expenditures are increasing each year slightly. Moving on to the cash, looking at the general fund through the month of June, we have a total of $16.2 million in cash, compared to $17.3 million this time last year, $18.9 million in '22. Looking at our food service cash through the month of June, we have a total of $403,000 in cash, compared to $416,000 last year, $391,000 in '22. And then when you take a look at all of our funds, combine them, looking at our cash balances through the end of June, we had a total of $19.56 million in cash, compared to $21.74 this time last year, and $24.37 fiscal year '22. The district had an average cash balance of $21.7 million between '22 and '23, and right now we're in '95. I did give a breakdown of each fund and the amount of cash in those funds. Those cash at the bottom, those funds at the bottom total $19.56 million. It's always a good idea just to take a look and see where it is located. For example, the O2 fund library bonds, there's $526,000 in there. That's not really our money. That's our money we collect to pay the library's debt. And then lastly, we'll take a look at the investments through the month of June. We earned a total of $649,637.91 in interest, compared to $348,528.15 this time last year. That's a difference of $301,109.76, or 86.4%.
Any questions? Roll.
Mrs. Dennis?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mrs. Stepp?
Yes.
Mr. Benson?
Yes.
Mr. Massey?
Yes.
Motion approved 4-0. B, recommend a resolution for the board to approve the following donations: $1,104.83 from the VHS prom, to the VHS prom account from the class of 2020.
I'll second.
Questions? Roll, please.
Mrs. Dennis?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mrs. Stepp?
Yes.
Mr. Benson?
Yes.
Mr. Massey?
Yes.
Motion approved 4-0. Letter C, recommend a resolution for the board to approve the student activity program purpose, goals, and budget for the 2024-2025 school year.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Any questions? Roll, please.
Mrs. Dennis?
Yes.
Mrs. Russell?
Yes.
Mrs. Stepp?
Yes.
Mr. Benson?
Yes.
Mr. Massey?
Yes.
Motion approved 4-0. D, recommend a resolution for the board to approve the fiscal year 2024 final appropriations, and that's attachment C.
I'll move. I'll second.
First page, just shows our beginning cash balance, and then this is our actual amount of taxes collected and other sources of revenue. Total is the beginning cash balance plus all the revenue we received for each one of those funds. The second page is the final appropriation. So I did the appropriation measure in June. I did a final one today. That is the difference of what we approved in the final appropriations compared to what we did in June. Again, I reduced these all with the exception of safety and security went up slightly, and so did the district managed activities. All in all, this is almost $500,000 less than what we did in June. And then the last page just shows our revenue minus appropriations, shows you still a positive cash balance for each one of those funds.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mrs. Russell,
Yes.
Mrs. Stepp,
Yes.
Mr. Benson,
Yes.
Mr. Massey.
Yes.
Motion approved 4-0. E, formally recognize district support organizations per board policy 9211. The Vermilion Moral Boosters, the Vermilion Band Boosters, the Vermilion Athletic Boosters, BESPTO, SMSPTO, and then under the SMSPTO, they want to create a separate accounting measure to keep track of some fundraisers done for the high school. So it won't actually be an official high school PTO, but they will be operating under the umbrella of the middle school PTO bylaws.
Questions? Roll, please.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mrs. Russell,
Yes.
Mrs. Stepp,
Yes.
Mr. Benson,
Yes.
Mr. Massey.
Yes.
Motion approved 4-0. And F, recommend a resolution for the board to approve the transfer of $24,470.82 from the general fund to the athletic.
I'll move.
Second.
And Justin, this is something we do every year.
This is an annual, yeah, this is annual. Typically, it's around 30,000. It's actually a little less this year. And again, this is something if we were able to increase ticket prices, bring some more people to the game, a lot of that extra revenue. But this is our typical annual transfer we've done in Toronto.
Thank you. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mrs. Russell,
Yes.
Mrs. Stepp,
Yes.
Mr. Benson,
Yes.
Mr. Massey.
Yes.
Motion approved 4-0.
Thank you. On to item 11, the consent agenda. The superintendent and treasurer recommend that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda items. Action by the Board of Education and adoption excuse me, of the consent agenda means that all items are adopted by one vote unless a member of the board, the treasurer, or the superintendent requests that any such item be removed from the consent agenda and voted on separately. A, approve the minutes excuse me, of the June 10, 2024 regular meeting. Approve the 2024-25 student handbooks for Vermilion High School, Sailorway Middle School, Vermilion Elementary, Preschool. C, approve the 2024-25 school fees, $37 for Vermilion Elementary, Sailorway, and VHS. See the attached breakdown of fees in attachment F. Letter D, approve the Ohio Developmental Supports Transportation Contract beginning on July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025 for transporting one student to PEP Prentice at a cost of $237 per trip. E, approve the revision of the VHS course guide under the section of awards that includes report card honors, academic varsity letters, and pins. F, approve the contractor agreement with the Vermilion Local School District and Ohio Schools Council to provide food management services and related consulting services to Vermilion Local School District for the 2024-25 school year. G, approve the employment action. Resignation, Catherine Vecchio, grade 5, Robert Bigley, assistant principal at Sailorway, Amber Bailey, educational aide at VES, and Rachel Will, intervention specialist. H, approve the 2024-25 additional duties contracts for the following certified staff as listed. There's a lot. I, approve the one-year certified limited contract for the 2024-25 school year to the following: David Funk, CTE, L4, Step 10. J, approve extra summer hours at the project rate of $34 per hour from June 1st, 2024 to August 15th, 2024. To Laurel Moyer, up to 20 hours for preschool evaluations. K, approve the one-year supplemental non-teaching contracts for the 2024-25 school year to the following as listed. L, approve the summer workers contract for the summer of 2024 at $15 per hour to Aubrey Kennedy. M, approve Stacy Smith up to 1.5 hours per week for extended services at the per diem rate of $67.13 per hour. N, approve the one-year classified contract for the 2024-25 school year to Matthew Nidloff, Educational Aid, BES, Step 3, and Brenda Lamandano, Custodian, Step 2. O, approve 5 extra hours of training for Elizabeth Barker, General Administrative Assistant, DHS, at $16.06 per hour. Any items that you want to have removed from the consent agenda? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mrs. Russell,
Yes.
Mrs. Step,
Yes.
Mr. Benson,
Yes.
Mr. Massey.
Yes.
Motion approved, 4-0.
Item 12, dates and location of the upcoming board meetings. Meetings will be held in the Vermilion High School Commons, 1250 Sandford Street, Vermilion, at 6 p.m. unless otherwise noted. Regular meeting of Monday, August 12th, 2024. Regular meeting on Monday, September 9th, 2024. And regular meeting on Monday, October 14th, 2024. Any conflicts that you know of right off? Good? Okay. And on to item 13, public participation. Again, we don't have any names listed. Item 14, adjournment to executive session. Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22, I hereby move that the board adjourn to executive session to consider the employment of public employees or officials, the evaluation of the superintendent and the treasurer.
I'll move. I'll second.
Call the roll, please.
Mrs. Ennis,
Yes.
Mrs. Russell,
Yes.
Mrs. Step,
Yes.
Mr. Benson,
Yes.
Mr. Massey.
Yes.
Motion approved, 4-0. The time is 6:18 p.m.
All right, item number 15, adjournment.
I'll move.
Second.
Justin, call the roll, please.
Mrs. Ennis.
Yes.
Mrs. Russell,
Yes.
Mrs. Step,
Yes.
Mr. Benson.
Yes.
Time adjourned, 7:20.